Hi everyone, thanks for dropping by my YouTube channel today. This evening I'm doing a test on Ed's USSC 5502M Pellet Stove Controller. This is a controller that Ed previously sent to me, and I thought I had completed all the necessary repairs. But when Ed received it, he said that when he plugged it in the furnace it threw an error on him. So I'll go ahead and start a 1-minute timer right now. Okay Google, start a 1-minute timer.
Alright, 1 minute, and we're starting now.
And as she starts the timer, I'll turn the controller on. And we're not going to see much happening here. But basically what I'm going to do, once the 1-minute timer has elapsed, I'll close the exhaust switch, the switch that tells the controller that our exhaust fan is running and that we have good exhaust. I'll close that switch. That will cause the controller to turn on the heater element, and almost immediately it'll throw an error 6. So let's watch that in operation. So what I have right now, which you don't have in your stove, is a small switch connected to the exhaust sense inputs to the controller. So once the 1-minute timer has elapsed, I'll go ahead and close that switch, and we'll see that this igniter lamp, the one that simulates the igniter, will come on, and immediately that will throw an error 6. So let's watch that happen. That should be not too long from now. So we need a 1 minute's time to elapse because I can't just throw the switch right away. I noticed that. Okay Google, thank you. So let's go ahead. Our 1 minute has elapsed. I'll go ahead and press the switch, and like I was about to say, I've noticed that I can't do this immediately. I have to wait for at least 1 minute to elapse. So as I press the switch to say that the exhaust fan is running and we have a low pressure zone in the furnace, we'll get the heater element come on, and there we go. Error number 6 comes up. So I believe that's the problem that Ed was reporting to me after I returned the controller to him and he placed it in his furnace. So this was not something I had previously checked, or checked on any controllers for that matter. So it's the first time for me that I had to spend some time here this evening to figure out how to make this error come up. So with this little bit of documentation here, I'll go ahead and fix error 6 on the controller. I'm pretty sure I know where the problem is. And then we'll do that very same test once again, and I expect we'll be able to have that resolved. So stand by, stay tuned, and we'll see what happens once I make the repair. See you on the other side. Bye-bye. Alright everyone, we're back. It's been about 2.5 hours since I cut the last video to do some troubleshooting on the controller. I identified the failed component and replaced it, and I did some testing on it as well, and everything seems to be functional. So let me go ahead and do the same thing again. We'll start a 1-minute timer. Okay Google, start a 1-minute timer.
Alright, 1 minute, starting now.
So the controller is back on. And we'll let the 1-minute timer elapse, and then I'll be able to try to turn on the igniter using the exhaust sense switch. So again, I'll say it. I have a switch that I've attached to the exhaust sensor to tell us that the fan is running and we have a low pressure zone in the burn box. So this switch, when I close it after the 1 minute has elapsed, should allow the igniter to come on, and it will allow the pellet drive to come on as well, and we'll see that in action. So I did replace one component on the circuit board. It wasn't the one that I actually thought at first, but after more troubleshooting I found the right one. That's been replaced, and we'll see that now when we turn on the igniter, the controller will not throw an error like it did previously, which is a good thing. So again, I'll say, in my opinion, this one is fully repaired. Alright Google, thank you. So okay Google, thank you. So let's go ahead and turn that on. I'll press the switch to simulate that we have a low pressure zone. By the way, I have my thermistor disconnected, so the controller is actually reading 0 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So it's a cold room. So that should allow the igniter to come on. So let's go ahead and press that, and we see the igniter come on. and it did not throw an error code, and that'll go off here because I released it and the exhaust is not there, so it's not going to try to sustain a fire. So if I hold it longer, the igniter comes on, the auger comes on or cycles on and off, and as long as I have an exhaust switch made, which means the exhaust fan is running, and we have a low pressure zone, then the igniter will stay on until the temperature of the fire rises to the trip point to turn off the igniter. That is another circuit that I've tested independently, and I'm not going to do it on the video. But it is functional. So we see right now the igniter is running, the igniter is on, the exhaust fan is on, and so is the auger motor, but the convection room fan is not on because we're not cold enough. So everything is functional there. If I release this, the igniter will go off, and then it won't come back on because it's thinking that we don't have the low pressure zone. So if I turn on the low pressure zone one more time, the igniter comes back to life, and the auger starts driving pellets again. If I release, both the igniter and the auger will shut off. And there they go, they're not on. So no low pressure, there's no need to feed pellets, and there's no need for the igniter to be on. And we're still running the exhaust fan because we're trying to get everything out of the burn box. So there you have it, Ed. Sorry about this. I learned a few things today with your controller, which is a good thing. This is going to be part of my testing routine from now on. In addition to pressing the off and auger delay, which allows me to step through each of the lights. So the draft fan should come on, it's on. Press it again, I have the room fan, which is this guy here. If I press it again, I have the igniter comes on. If I press it again, I have the auger that comes on. Then I have the hopper, which does not have anything driving on this unit. The stat. I have a little light here telling me that the thermostat is on, so I'm calling for heat, and that is the truth because I have a jumper on the back side of it. The next one is 0 degrees F. As I noted, my thermistor is not connected, so the controller is reading 0 degrees F. And 60H, which is house power here, or house power frequency, sorry, and then buy. It goes into the buy mode and will reboot. The last thing I'm going to do before closing this down is I'll do press the auxiliary and both the auxiliary up and auxiliary down keys at the same time for 3 seconds, and that will cause the system to go into buy mode. Buy mode resets the software on the inside and brings you back to the USSC PLLT version 2.76, and draft fan should come on, but I'm off. So if I turn it on, heat range 1. Everything is functioning correctly. So Ed, I'll send this back to you now. And as I always say to all you viewers, if you have a USSC pellet stove controller of your own, this one is actually out of a 5502M. If you have a pellet stove controller of your own and you want it serviced, you have problems with it, feel free to leave questions in the comment section below. Or look through the comment section, the description below, and you'll see how to find my contact information. To minimize spam, I ask that you watch a little 30-second video where my contact information will be there. Thanks a lot, everyone. I hope you like this video and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate that very much. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.